always think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have...
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Giants and the Detroit Lions. It's the final 3 weeks of the season. Still plenty to play for here as we're underway in Week 15. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Here we go! 15, Ronnie. 15 line. We own it! Five!
They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And, whoa, he's going to hope that that is not a sign of things to come. A rude welcoming to this ball game. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
Let's go now. 10 Tucson. Check. Hey, Haywood. Let's go.
2nd and 14. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8.
Hey, Alpha.
Check, 93's the mic. 93's the mic. Know your job. Check, 93.
Let's go.
Looking to throw. Long. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. Powering his way forward. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Check 52. Check 3. Check 3. Check 3.
Get it.
The first down carry here for Johnson. B.J. Goodson there on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 36.
Brandon, unless my eyes deceive me, I think they found a matchup that they're trying to exploit here, don't you? I mean, it's the second time they've gone to him here on this drive.
Yeah, opening drive. It's a tone setter, right? I think they're going to be looking his way a lot.
Yeah, and I think that the way things are going right now, they like him as a featured receiver. Let's see what kind of adjustments the defense is going to make to try and take that away.
Watch the curl, watch the curl, watch the curl.
On first down, it's Johnson. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the Giants' 36-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Check me out, check me out.
Hey, wahoo!
Check 33, 33.
Gone.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Check. Lucky.
On the toss, here's Johnson. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 and the 34.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
Here comes the 7th play of this opening drive. They've moved it well, but here's 3rd down. Back to throw. Long. Screenplay. Johnson. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A rough go there on 3rd down, a loss of 4. So on 4th down, Jim Tomsula says, hey, let's at least get 3 here. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will remain a scoreless game. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
A first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll try the right side here. Barkley gets past one man, and he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming for you, son.
On 1st and 10, Winston. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. Watkins, the intended receiver. And not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 35-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Tie that left, tie that left. 4 down, check. 4 down, 4
Leo. Back. Hey, exit.
Here's Johnson. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Hey, Orbit.
57's the mic. Watch 57.
Come to my world. We want
Long on first down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it a second down. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. We're scoreless after one. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it 2nd and 7. On second down, Johnson. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
Five.
93's the mic. 93's the mic. I'm coming.
Looking to throw. Long. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Dante Hightower coming in for the sack from his linebacker spot.
2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
Second and goal from the 6 this time.
Hey, Charlie.
Check. 93's the mic. 93's the mic. Pick me up. Here we go.
Let's go.
2nd and 6. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Back-to-back great plays defensively. You get the sack on 1st and goal. A great job in coverage there. All of a sudden, they're looking at 3rd and goal from further back than when they started.
And the really good play callers look ahead and down and distance sequence. Now he's got to backtrack a little bit and go maybe off his play sheet to try and dial something up here.
Ready.
An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal.
Hey, high 7.
Check 33. Hey, let's get in them holes. Hey, check Mike 33. Check Mike 33. Here we go. Mike, check.
Ready, get it.
Back to throw. Long. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. More problems here on 3rd down. They've converted only once so far in this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on 3rd down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You've got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Been a bit of a dogfight thus far into the 2nd quarter now, and we do have our first points, a field goal.
Yeah, a lot of people say, wow, first action on the scoreboard, about time. To me, the action's been right there on the field, trying to figure out who could gain an advantage, gain some field position, finally get points on the board. I'm loving this kind of game.
It feels like kickers might play a big role in this one.
Yes, make sure you give them the respect they deserve. They could cost you a game or win you one.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, They have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away, but they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Now Saquon Barkley trying to run inside, but nothing there. Matt Judon there to bring him down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Winston gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
From the gun, Winston. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Got it left. 4 down. Check. Check safety.
The toss out to Barkley. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the 2nd quarter, it has been a struggle. On 3rd down, Winston. And he can't come up with a pick. Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. Now this is fielded in the end zone. Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive as we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead grows to 10-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And it's been a rocky start for them thus far. They had the turnover and then the punt on those first 2 drives.
So there is optimism because they've improved, right? Turnover, you just noted it.
Punt's better than the turnover.
The punt is better on the second one. Now they're hoping to turn into first downs and hopefully points.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Saquon Barkley running right. finds an opening past the 40, and he'll take it to the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
A first down run from Barkley, pretty well defended. Give him 3 yards on the play. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On second down, here's Barkley. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. They'll wind up losing 7 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And last time the formula was pretty simple. 1-play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, 1-play drive's exactly what you want on offense. But they have to be careful of.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Dexter Lawrence gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
He's going to float this over the middle, deep. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
To throw, Winston. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Jameis to throw it. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Ready? Who ready?
Jameis now on first down. They'll get this out to Barkley, complete. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Winston. And he rips that one incomplete there. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. And now it's second down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. The Giants going to burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down. Now Winston. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And Ingram's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Evan Ingram as the first half is winding down, as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And his guys are going to start their drive right at the 20-yard line.
Ready up.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
Here's a second and 5 now from the 25.
Hey, Sam off. Hey, box drop.
Second and 5. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
I got you. I got you.
They'll run it again with Barkley. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Ready? Black 22. 57.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Let's go.
Winston. It's caught. Shepard. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 17 yards and a giant first down. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a first down.
Ready? Black 22.
Hey.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Again, it's Barkley. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
Ready? Blue lady.
Watch the run.
Wait. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
3rd and short yardage. Winston. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 29-yard line.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Back to you. I'm going back to you.
On the draw, this is Barkley. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Here's Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Winston. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Down here in the 3rd quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not It's not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
And he'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Looking to throw. Long. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 14 on that one, and a first down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Hey, Haywood!
Back to throw. Long. His throw caught at about the 5. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
First down. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Down! 10 Lobo!
Check pass, check pass. Watch
Hey, Alpha! Get it!
Looking to throw. Long. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Lorenzo Carter. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
2nd and goal at the 11-yard line.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal.
Strong right, strong right, strong right. We got 4. We got 4. Check 93.
Ready?
Long now. Off the play fake. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Back now at Ford Field. It's the Giants with possession of the football but needing points as we start quarter number 4. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Don't get nervous.
They'll go to Barkley again, and he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. They call that a loss of 6 yards, and it's third down now. The Giants on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. Here's Winston. And this is Shepard on the catch. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A pickup of 24 on the third down conversion.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Winston now to throw on first down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, touchdown number 22 on the season, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Rosas to add the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game.
Makes the score Lions 17, Giants 14.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
At their own 19-yard line.
Let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Come on, set. 60 Pittsburgh. Hey, Echo.
What's tight? Tight ends right.
Set.
Back to throw. Long. He's going to float this one deep right side. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
They'll run on first down. It's Johnson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Back at the 29-yard line.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. That's going to set them back 5 yards.
50, plant.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
Hey, Zoo.
Check, 93's the mic. 93's the mic.
To throw is long. To throw on second down. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long.
Team spill. Hey, wahoo!
Looking to throw. Long. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And incomplete, almost intercepted. Had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. And now fourth down. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. On the right hash, officially this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now Winston. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. But with his size coming out of the backfield, usually takes more than an arm tackle to get him down. That's why they like to get him involved in the passing game. No doubt about it. You saw him running that angle route there and catching the ball. And with his size, not often thought to have hands, but we're hearing that more and more. Guys are doing a better job of catching the ball at any size coming out of the backfield because they need to be a full part of the offense. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Winston now. Rush coming, and he's taken down. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Now Winston on 4th down. And Tate's got it. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. Wait a second. That's got to be a mistake. They declined it.
That doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, it doesn't at all because you want that penalty. All right, they just picked up a first down, right? You want the penalty.
I am so confused right now.
Ready? Ready?
Ringo.
Watch the screen.
Pass.
Here we go.
A first down throw for Winston. He dumps it off to Barkley. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be a second down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. On second down now, Barkley. A decent run there following the display of quick feet down just inside the 45. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with third down coming up.
And it's third down.
Ready? Black 25.
Let him know.
They'll keep it on the ground. Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
So down 6, and they know they need this one on fourth down.
Green, cover thing.
22's coming, Mike.
Easy.
Mike 22. Here we go. Mike 22.
Easy.
22's coming, Mike.
Go.
Mike 22.
Winston to throw for it on 4. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Lions will take over. Well, their first fourth down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any fourth down stop is a big momentum play.
Exit. 5.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to float this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it. Early on, you hit on it. Needing to avoid the big play. Easier said than done, though. There's a big touchdown.
Yeah, the big thing is when he does get his catches, you've got to tackle him and get him on the ground. Obviously, weren't able to do it on that one.
So the Lion offense staying on the field as they're going to try for 2. They'll try and run for it with Johnson. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
He's going to let it fly. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now a give, right side. Barkley. 20. There he goes, right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley with touchdown number 23 here on the year, as his guys are back within a single score. Rosas now to add the PAT. And this is back to a 5-point game.
Next to score, Lions 26, Giants 21.
So they'll line up for the onside kick. 18 seconds to go. This is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the fourth. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep.
Here we go. The 60 outlaw. Check. Let's go.
Now Long. Throwing on first down. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now.
In the end zone. DeAndre Baker there defensively.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Hey, lock it. Get it.
Here's Long to throw again. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Janoris Jenkins on the coverage.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Check hot route. Hot.
Hey, orbit.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap